Welcome to K11 Konversations, a multi-platform dialogue series where we discuss the intersection between creativity, culture, and innovation. In line with the K11 social mission to incubate talent, propagate culture, and push the new frontier of art. I'm the host of today, Sheila from Hanover. A brief introduction of what we do. We are an open innovation platform supported by the New Work Group. We create shared value by empowering technology startups to solve real business problems. In this session, we have invited founders who have joined our program, Impact Commons, a United Nations Social Development Goals-oriented accelerator. Here together, we are going to discuss how can everyone tackle waste and adopt a sustainable lifestyle. I would like to welcome our guest, Eric Swinton, founder and CEO of Recycle.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, Eric. And then we also have Vickie Au, founder from Visionary.
Hi, everyone.
And last but not least, Carla Martinesi, co-founder and CEO of CHOMP.
Hi, everyone.
So welcome all of you. So first of all, I'm pretty sure our audience are very excited to know more about what your company does and where can we find your product or services. I'll pass the time to Eric on this.
Thank you, Sheila. And again, hi, everyone. So Recycle empowers Hong Kong's cardboard grannies through recycling. And currently we're helping different brands and companies, and also K11 MUSEA, to manage their plastic, glass, paper, and metal waste. And we have a driver that drives around Hong Kong collecting these waste or recyclables, and then he delivers them safely to our sorting center in Tuen Mun, where we employ local cardboard grannies to help us sort the different types of recyclables in the different categories. I'm sure that everyone knows about the cardboard grannies in Hong Kong. Most of them are ladies, female, and they are 65 to 70, 80 years old on average. And on a good day, she earns a mere 24 Hong Kong dollars working day and night, super hard work for them. And so we come up with a re-employment opportunities for these cardboard grannies to help us sort the different types of plastic waste. And then once the plastic waste has been sorted, they are then sent to our recycling factory for turning back into raw material. And then we use the raw materials to manufacture different types of products. So just recently, we made some umbrellas for K11 MUSEA. And these umbrellas are made from the waste that we collected from K11 MUSEA tenants. And you can find these umbrellas on K11's e-store and with physical store as well.
Mixing like social impact and also like environmental impact in here. Very nice.
Thank you.
So next, can I have Vickie to talk about what you do here and then also your product or service in here?
Yeah, sure. So actually, my company is called Revolutionary, and I'm Vickie, the founder of Revolutionary, and also the brand of Revisit and the project about a could do good. So actually, my company started in 2018, and firstly, we want to work as a sustainable fashion design studio and as a consultant to deliver the service to those corporates that want to solve their problem on how to sort out the materials on upcycling issue, and also in a new way to do their whatever is uniform design in a sustainable approach. But we also find that it's a bit difficult to let people understand how it's works. So then in 2019 that we start our fashion brand to demonstrate it, and also have the support from Create Hong Kong and work on the design incubation program. And apart from that, we not just only want to, as a sustainable fashion brand, we also want to extend our service into in a sustainability approach. So then at 2020, we start our project about the could do good, which also under the support by SIE Fund, also with the incubation by HKCSS, as a social innovator to give the social community empowerment to the grassroots women.
So basically finding like creativity and also beauty and waste and turning into something new. Last but not least, can I have Carla to talk about CHOMP?
Thank you so much, So CHOMP essentially is a new food-saving app that recently launched about 7 months ago. Our aim with CHOMP is to fight food waste and to encourage a little bit of sustainable living in Hong Kong. The way it works is that our app connects with customers with F&B businesses, including restaurants, bakeries, even bars that have food and drinks in need of rescuing. What we mean by rescuing is perfectly edible foods that are unfortunately not sold or have a short shelf life at the end of the day and will end up going to waste. These foods are packaged together in a mystery box, and that's what we call it, our nickname for it. And they're sold always at a discount on our platform. So a good example would be when you go to a bakery when it's close to being closed, let's say around 5:30 p.m. and you see sandwiches, maybe pastries, loaf of bread in the window. What happens to that is it might not get sold at the end of the day and it might get tossed out. But they're perfectly good to eat, perfectly edible, just unfortunately they were display foods, for example, and won't get sold. So that's the type of items that you might find on CHOMP. Users get a notification on their app that says that bakery in Swinton, for example, has food in need of rescuing, and you can go ahead and order it on the app directly and head to the restaurant or bakery to pick up. So it's available to download on the App Store and on Google Play, and we have about 65 partners on the app so far. So you can choose between mystery boxes of beer or mystery boxes of cakes or even lunch boxes. So we have quite a vast variety on it.
Interesting. So now we all have some knowledge about your company. We are curious about your mission. So I'm certain most people understand that waste continues to be a problem the world is looking to tackle, but sometimes we get lost in the fog given the waste problem is enormous. So you are each tackling this in your own respect. Can you throw some data at our audience on the problem that you're trying to solve? Again, I will start off with Eric.
Okay, thank you. So Hong Kong is generating more than 2,000 tons of plastic waste each day, and only less than 10% are being recycled. And the last of our remaining landfills is almost full, and our current recycling system is unable to process the vast amount of plastic that we collectively throw away each day. So something needs to be done about it to avoid our landfills getting full and to avoid more plastic waste to enter into our oceans.
Right. I happen to know some of this contribution of waste will definitely come from the F&B industry. So what's your point of view in this, Carla?
So pretty similar statistics. Food waste is definitely a big problem in Hong Kong, but it's not just limited to the city. It's also a global issue. For Hong Kong alone, we are at almost just over 3,300 tons of food waste produced a day. If you think about the amount of municipal solid waste that are taking up our landfills, it's about 11,000 tons, which means a third of that is just food waste. This is anything from household food waste to restaurants to the F&B businesses to hotels. And we'd like to think that hopefully CHOMP is a solution that can help reduce it at least. But it is some, shocking numbers. I think the most shocking thing that we found since we started CHOMP was that about 13 million rice bowls are thrown away every day. And that's just a crazy number for rice, which is something we eat every day, but unfortunately sometimes just gets thrown away.
Wow, the number are quite dangerous in here, definitely. Well, what about the fashion industry?
Yeah, so I think most of you know that fashion industry is the second polluted industry. And meanwhile, you will find that whatever is because of the fast fashion, which changed people the purchasing and shopping habit. And meanwhile, also from the supply chain in the very traditional way is about linear economies, which is talking about that from the raw materials and then to become the products and finally to the market. Actually, it's a quite long process. But meanwhile, that no way to have upcycling concept. So I think right now it's all for us to have an idea about, think of that about the circular economies. In this part that you will think of about this is about whatever upcycle those used materials from whatever from your wardrobe, and also maybe consider this from the industry. And meanwhile, also should think of that from the raw materials. That's why I think this part will, just like what Eric did, we are using those upcycled materials and just brand it whatever to become the raw materials again and become the fabrics and the fiber.
Well, now we know more about like the waste situation in different industry in here. So it's on like plastic, like fashion, and also food industry. We want to know more about how like sustainable innovation can actually help with this problem. So I know each of you have like with your company, there's a solution that fit with this pain point in there. Maybe I will start with Vickie here to talk about like how creativity and also like what do you see in ways that you can turn into something that people will actually like in there.
At the very beginning, we think of that from the industry, that quite a lot of like those swatch cards, when you going to purchase a garment in custom made, and quite a lot of swatch cards to show you what fabric that you can choose. Actually, in our industry, every season we dispose quite a lot of this kind of swatch card. So we think of that we're using this swatch card to make a new garment. So this is one of the ideas that we demonstrated, that using those swatch cards to become the new pieces. And in another concept, we upcycle those. Actually, is the products from whatever is from the brand like Query or like Jacob. We combine them together to become a new piece, because they always have the prototype. Actually, it's a brand new one, but because of whatever the size and maybe a little bit defect. So we think of this to remake it to become the new garments. It's also another way that we are using. And apart from that, we also have the idea to using those materials from the international materials supplier. Actually, right now in the industry that we're using different standard like BCI cotton, like those Ocotex, like those different international standard to show in the way of upcycle the raw materials to become another materials that in a sustainable approach. So this is the method that we are applying into our company right now to provide our service and product.
So on the topic of like using upcycled material, I think Eric is like professional here on like how to turn waste into something that we can use. May I have your like insight on how this innovation can actually help with the industry?
Yeah, I believe that creating a circular economy is essential for the future of the world. Especially dealing with the vast amount of plastics that we generate each day. So currently we are recycling plastic beverage bottles into recycled textile, polyester textile that can be turned into tote bags, umbrellas, backpacks, so on and so forth. But then we find out that textile products are not really circular, because at the moment there isn't a complete solution to recycle the textile back into a raw material or something else. So we're currently working with different parties, universities, research and development companies, to come up with ways that we could recycle textile back into raw material or into other substances, so that plastics can be reused again and again.
Wow, so that's one thing that we are yet to tackle at this moment, and more innovation is definitely needed in that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So what's your point of view, Carla? Your innovation is more on like besides the logistic in there, and there it's an app as well. So how can you like match technology with what you're trying to tackle?
So I think for technology, a lot of it is what we try to do is we try to connect, especially restaurants and F&B partners who have food surplus, and definitely food that they don't want to let go to waste. We connected with customers, and having this tech and building this tech to make it available to the masses, and having customers accessibility to food that would otherwise be wasted is a big step. When we were creating CHOMP, we wanted to make sure that our app was incredibly user-friendly and really easy. I think for a lot of people, sustainability is something that might be too hard, too expensive to start. They also might not know how to start. So we wanted to make sure that for those who didn't know how to be more sustainable or didn't know what the first step would be, is to make sure that CHOMP was an easy solution that would be really, a great first start to trying to be more sustainable and getting a good deal in the process. Another area as well is helping the local F&B market, making sure that they are able to generate additional revenue through us by being able to sell these extra goods on our platform. It's a way for the customers to get a really good deal on being sustainable as well, for restaurants and F&B partners to make that extra revenue and in process to reduce waste that's going into landfills. So we're looking at this as a sort of win-win-win situation. Of course, food waste is not a battle that we can fight on our own. It's difficult to reduce, food waste completely. I'm sure the other panelists will agree in their domain that it's hard to reduce it completely, but hopefully to just make a little bit of reduction would help go a long way.
Right. So it's a lot of communication in there, definitely. Okay, so well, my next question is that there is a narrative in the market that a circular economy or sustainable startups are not profitable, or they have a difficult time scaling. So I want to see what are your views on this. Maybe I'll start off with Carla, since CHOMP is such a young company, you definitely have a lot to share in there.
Yeah, we're definitely a young company. We only started 7 months ago. So I think for us, it's a little bit too early to tell if it's difficult or not. We do end up facing quite a few barriers trying to push sustainability, because it's a concept, rescuing food waste and food surplus is a new concept, and it's not something that is, quite as well known. And, like the plastic problem is quite well known, as well as fashion, and food waste is something that's a little bit less educated on. So it is quite tough. And to launch a startup on your own, it's also quite tough. And to make it sustainable is just a little bit harder. But I think we're lucky to be part of, an accelerator program that will help us grow and definitely scale up. Yeah.
Great. So is there any suggestion from our more experienced entrepreneur in here?
Yeah, maybe. I think I also tackle the same problem with Carl right now, because we are all doing the social innovation project. Actually, it's quite new, whatever, to the customer and also to the industry. Actually, it's the very beginning of our project. We want to, as what I mentioned, that we collect those. Actually, it's a new materials, but it's a swatch card which is used by the supplier so that it cannot be used into in the parade for bulk production. But so then we make our new pieces. And actually, we got really quite a lot of good comments, whatever, from the consumer and also from the corporate. But finally, we also have the issue about how to duplicate it, because you will find that actually it's like piece by piece to remake it. I think it's one of the problems that we right now should tackle is about in the circular economies. If we not using the way like Eric doing, from the bulk raw materials to become another raw materials, then it will be like a custom made. So then we found that it's a problem that to make it to become more scaled business. So then we developed our second version in the new season, that we're using our creative approach and also the innovative approach to using the single pattern to remake it. And also it can be like in a generic approach to help the worker to how to remake it, rather than like in a random to make the whole pieces. So then that's why I engage the community, whatever the grassroots women, to train them to doing this part, so that it can help my business to vertical, whatever in a sustainable approach, and also in a sustainability approach to like doing the community empowerment project. So this is one of the pain point, and also whatever to the industry, and also to my business. Yeah, I can share with you.
Right. Any input from Eric from here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really the right time to be in the sustainability and circular economy space than 5 years ago when I first started V-Cycle. More and more companies, especially the big players, the big brands, they are putting a lot of emphasis and focus on sustainability. And for example, by 2025, most of these big brands have pledged to use a certain percentage of recycled materials in all their products, right? Going circular economy. And yeah, like I said, it's the right time to be in this space. And circular economy is going to be the next big thing, or it's already the next big thing, because our Earth's resources are not infinite. We are running out of natural resources to make new products. So that's why circular economy is going to be the big thing right now.
I'm glad to see we all see a market in here that we think it's positive to scale in here. So well, speaks to like the market and product. We know that there's a little secret project that each of you are doing with the newer development, and I would like to see can you tell us a bit of why you have joined a New World's Impact Commons program and what you're hoping to achieve in the coming months? I'll start off with Vickie.
Actually, I think about my company, what I want to engage into Impact Common, and also, it's really the good chance for us to share our concept. We also found that it is also share the same belief on. So what we are doing is through the creativity to transform our products into the sustainability approach. What Eric mentioned, it's not just only about our wardrobe, and also like a B2C, our products to the consumer. I think in a more faster way is engaged to the corporate, so that we can have more significant change about the habit. So this is what, and also that's why that I want to engage into Impact Common, so that to want to scale the not just only business but also the impact to let more people understand that in the way of SDGs goal, and also through the educational approach, and also through the community empowerment approach, so that we can transform our good works to become in a sustainability approach. Like what we are doing right now, we engage the community, and also we transform our idea, not just only those upcycled materials, but also using our creativities to help corporates to use their materials to remake new things. So this is what I want to help the industry, whatever in the circular economy, is to spread the message to the global and to the planet.
That's a great message that everyone should hear that. We also know that with the project that you're working with K11 side, Eric actually helps with the same project. So is there anything you can share with us?
We will empower the local women to learn the skills to make some craft that, nice craft that to make the products more presentable. And meanwhile that we're using the upcycled materials from Eric that to make the new products for this project this time.
I was trying to see like the material that Vickie mentioned about using in the coming project, the collaboration with K11. I'm trying to see like if you have any input on like how you come up with the idea, like what kind of materials are you mixing with the cloth, the material itself.
Okay, it's actually not my idea. It's Vickie's great idea. So I'm just assisting Vickie in different ways. Because we've worked with recycled polyester for a long time now. So we're just passing on, knowledge that we know and sample swatches and also like the MOQ and so on and so forth, so that Vickie can do her thing, right? To empower the marginalised communities and then also to do her bit for the fashion industry. So yeah, we're only just contributing a little bit.
Is that the same material that you used in the umbrella, the K11 umbrella, or is it something totally different?
Yes, so plastic bottles can be recycled into different types of textile products. It can be turned into like a canvas type fabric. It can be turned into like a smooth, silky fabric or a rougher fabric like the Oxford fabric. So there are many types of fabrics for Vickie to choose, and we're just providing some swatches so that Vickie can again like do her own thing.
Right. We're very looking forward to that.
Thank you.
And then to Carla, I know that there is like a super project going on that with K11 shopping mall. So can you share a little bit of the sneak peek in here?
Of course. So we haven't started it yet. We're currently planning something very exciting for this summer. So we're going to be working with, of course, Impact Commons and K11 to be launching a store of K11 on our app. And essentially what we'll do is we'll work with tenants at the mall to be able to rescue the food that's there and work on a special campaign. I won't say anything more, but we're really excited to be part of this accelerator, to be able to scale, especially being such a small startup. We're really excited to be across the entire New World development ecosystem, and especially K11, of course.
Well, we're happy to have you as well. Well, here comes toward the end of this panel section. I'm really happy to hear about we still have hope in the waste situation. Like HRB are very positive about scaling in product and also the market, and also I like how you guys find the beauty in waste that can actually scale up to all our audience in here, that they can actually buy and touch and see what's the potential in waste as well. So once again, thank you, Carla, Vickie, and Eric for your time and insights. I'm sure our audience learned a lot here. For those who are watching the panels today, if you would like to learn more about sustainability and innovation, especially on how technology can tackle some of the key everyday issues businesses face, tune into our next episode of K11 Conversation with Nova. Stay tuned at the K11 MUSEA channels. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time.